The twists and turns continue. We have another Brandon Aiyuk update here on the San Francisco 49ers Report. I'm Chase Sr. I know you're tired of it. I'm tired of it. I have to continue to talk about it. But what a wild ride this has been. Before we dive in to the latest from Mike Garafolo of the NFL Network, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want Niners updates every single day right here on this channel as we approach 140,000 subscribers. Earlier today, this includes the what a ride it's been. Ian Rapoport, NFL Network reporting this. Update on Brandon Aiyuk. The Steelers and 49ers have a deal on a potential trade, and Pittsburgh is in a good place on an Aiyuk contract, sources say. If San Francisco gives the final sign-off, the trade is done. And we talked about that here on the show. He added, San Francisco has an offer out to Aiyuk on a long-term deal for him to stay. He has not accepted that deal. Mike Garafolo this evening, just moments ago, with positive reporting on the Aiyuk front as far as him maybe returning to the Niners. He tried to, quote, inject some optimism with what he said on NFL Network. And he said what we all know, that the situation has been uncomfortable, it has been contentious, and it still is. He talked about Aiyuk taking to Instagram, saying there are two options the other day after he called the Niners out for being in the media every single day to Brad of SF Niners. Does a great job on his YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe over there. Where Aiyuk said, you sign me or you trade me to the Steelers. Pick one of the two options and let's go. Garafolo saying tonight that Aiyuk's preference is to stay with the 49ers. And that has always been his preference. He said that both sides, Aiyuk's camp, Niners, have sent proposals in the last few days on a contract. But then he said over the last couple days, few days a week, I don't know how 1 or 2 days can turn into 7, but that's what Garafolo said. And he said that the 49ers have increased their offer on a Brandon Aiyuk deal. Now, Mike Silver of the San Francisco Chronicle, who used to work for the NFL Network, a lot of other publications, had said earlier this offseason that the Niners' offer to Aiyuk was $26 million. Over the last couple of weeks, I've passed along some of that same information here on the show. That back in the spring, the Niners made an offer to Aiyuk, John Lynch, very close with Ryan Williams of Athletes First. He is Aiyuk's agent. He is John Lynch's agent. They've known each other for a really long time. Ryan Williams was at John Lynch's Hall of Fame ceremony, as he's one of the best safeties of all time. But the Niners, since offering $26 million per year, had not increased their offer this entire offseason, especially as the wide receiver market has exploded on numerous occasions. So the fact that Garafolo is saying that the Niners have increased their offer shows that the Niners, amidst negotiations, have been willing to increase their offer to Brandon Aiyuk. Now, what have I said? After Justin Jefferson got $35 million per season, Aiyuk can say, look, I'm not Justin Jefferson, but I was an all-pro. I'm the Niners' number one wide receiver, great route runner, deep threat, all-around wideout, great footwork, helped us win the NFC Championship game. I was a second-team All-Pro. I've helped Brock Purdy put up great numbers where he was top 5 in MVP voting. I might not be Justin Jefferson at 35, but I'll tell you what, I'm worth 30. And the Niners' asking price is 26. So I've said all along, you always start high if you're an employee in negotiations, knowing that you can come down. If you're the employer, you start low, knowing that you can come up. So can the Niners come up to $28 million, and can Aiyuk, let's say, come down to 28 from 30? Maybe the Niners upping their offer has gotten San Francisco somewhere within that range. Garafolo also added that both Aiyuk and his camp and San Francisco have agreed on a lot of the points, the main points of the deal. And he said their offers are in line with one another. They're in lockstep. But there's one thing to be ironed out in that contract language. What is it? Maybe some more in average annual value, maybe some more in guaranteed dollars, maybe another year. And Garafolo continued by saying if that one thing gets ironed out, Aiyuk re-signs with San Francisco and drops the trade request, and they continue their partnership. And from Aiyuk's standpoint, Garafolo said the ball is in the Niners' court, and he's hoping that the deal gets done so that he can stay with San Francisco. Now, former NFL wideout Antonio Brown, who, as we know, CT-ESPN has gotten a little bit wonky in between the ears, took to X and said, Aiyuk told me that he wants to be a Steeler and won't accept any offer from the San Francisco 49ers. It just doesn't add up. And here's why. Throughout this entire process, it's become clear that if the 49ers did not want to re-sign Brandon Aiyuk and Brandon Aiyuk didn't want to continue to be a Niner, he would have been traded by now. The fact that this is still going shows that both sides want to continue their partnership. But there's money, there's pride, and there's millions of dollars at stake, and both sides want to win the negotiation. Niners, when they've negotiated these contracts, they have been very stubborn in negotiations. Brandon Aiyuk wants to win the negotiation because player empowerment, bragging rights, millions of dollars. And if the 49ers can't win the contract negotiation and they don't up their offer, and Aiyuk no longer wants to play with San Francisco, then he can get dealt. But the 49ers need to be sure that they win the trade if he does get traded, because this would be an unmitigated disaster for the entire organization if they lost this trade, fumbled this situation, and they lose a player who they scouted at Arizona State. They celebrated drafting him during that COVID draft. We've seen the videos from Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. They've developed Brandon Aiyuk. They took him 25th overall in 2020, envisioning him becoming an all-pro player at some point. And he has. He was an all-pro last year, a top 10 wide receiver. And you're just going to let Special walk out of the door and trade him away and get 75 cents on the dollar? It doesn't make sense. The Niners want Aiyuk. Aiyuk wants the Niners. Why would he want to really go and leave Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan for Russell Wilson or Justin Fields and play in shitty weather consistently in a hard-ass division in the AFC North? But he wants to make sure that he's not getting disrespected in this contract offer. And the 49ers want him back, but at a price tag that makes sense for them, because they have a very expensive roster with Brock Purdy's contract looming. So the fact that Aiyuk has not been dealt, the fact that this continues, tells me both sides want to continue their partnership. But both sides want to win the negotiation, and the Niners, if they trade him away, have to know that they're getting equal value back for a special player in this league. So be sure to subscribe. If there are more updates, I'll be right back here or in the studio. If Aiyuk gets traded or he gets signed, we're going live. This is the San Francisco 49ers Report by Chat Sports. Shout out to all of you for watching. Shout out to all of the content creators who have been on the grind. I know my boy Larry Kruger put out a video right away. This is dedication, because we got to give you the updates and keep you informed. And while we're all tired of it, we want a resolution. Maybe soon we will get that resolution. And we're just hopping on the mic to inform all of you as to what's going on, because this has been a crazy offseason with a lot of twists and turns. All right, this is the San Francisco 49ers Report. Chase Sr. here with you, signing off. About to get some dinner because I got home from work and had to do this video right away. Wouldn't want it any other way. Love the grind, love the hustle, love all of you, the faithful. I'm out. See ya.